Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 203K in a Box FHA Consultant Training and Marketing System Power Team Innovator Coaching Call for March 2013. I want to welcome everyone on the call this evening. This is Catherine Hall, your 203K mentor and the 203K Queen. Tonight we're going to be going through a lot of information, and we have a lot of new members on the call tonight. So what we want to do is give everyone who is new to the Power Team Innovator a chance to understand what the Power Team Innovator Coaching Call is all about. The first thing that we do when we have the Power Team Innovator Coaching Call is that we go over some information that is, I give information and share some trainings and some important knowledge that I know is necessary to you all at the level or stage that you are at in your 203K activities. And then that takes about 20 minutes or so. And then the remainder of the call, depending on how many members we have on the call each night, we spend giving each person about 5 to 7 minutes to share their focus points, things that they have accomplished since the last month's call, things that they have questions about. Now, I like to be able to make it so that everybody can share interactively during the course of the meeting. And so that's why I provide you all with headset microphones so the sound quality is not degraded. So now I'm going to be unclicking and unmuting everyone individually, and if I can find the person that's created that feedback, then I will just have to mute that one person. I like it to be an interactive conversation. The first thing I want to talk to you about right now, real briefly, is I want to just give a refresher to everybody about the method of scheduling one-on-one coaching calls. Kudos go out today excuse me, to two of our newest members, Tommy Orr and Mark and Anita Kissy, because they just bought the system in the end of February, February 25th, and they have already had their first one-on-one coaching call. They've taken advantage of the opportunity to get that one-on-one coaching call to get started on their way to being a successful FHA consultant. The best way to schedule your coaching call is to go into the Power Team site. Now, I waited till everyone got their monthly coaching materials before I changed the password. So effective tomorrow morning, the password will be what was written on the front page of your newsletter. And here's the thing. As a coach, I have to do things to motivate you. So what I do is I don't tell you what the new password is, and in that way, if for no other reason, you will be forced to go to your newsletter each month to get that password. So now we had an issue with the fulfillment center as far as getting the CDs in that from the Jack Canfield audio that we sent you, and so that's why we were delayed in getting it out. Our goal is to have the materials in your hands no later than between the 27th and the 29th of each month. We want to have that material in your hands so you can get it to the printer and start marketing it out as soon as possible. We actually might even be able to get it closer to the 25th of the month. We're looking to change fulfillment centers. But the best way to schedule your private one-on-one coaching call is very simply to go to the Power Team site and click the link that says Schedule Private Coaching Call. It's always available to you to access it right there. And if you look here, you can see the available time slots for next week to schedule your coaching calls. Mondays are never available for coaching call except under very special circumstances, and in order to schedule a Monday coaching call, you must call and actually speak to Jessa, and then she'll screen it with me. Usually I'm on the road every weekend visiting real estate agencies, visiting home inspectors or having a convention, and Monday is a travel day for me. So to try to schedule a coaching call on a Monday can cause problems, so I don't typically do it. So now, as you can see, there are time slots available. In order to schedule your coaching call, you just click the link for the time that you want, and then it's going to ask you to register. Now, right here where it says secret code, the secret code to register the coaching call, and you only have to enter the secret code one time. Once you are a registered user, you never have to enter that code again. But the first time when you register, the secret code is 203K Coaching. That's it. Once you enter that secret code, you put your first name, last name, your cell phone number, and your email address. And in this way, you're now a registered member of this program. And then you can, from this point forward, anytime you want to schedule a coaching call, all you have to do is sign in. So this is the best way, and I really strongly encourage all of you, now that you have your coaching materials, please schedule a one-on-one coaching call with me with your materials in front of your computer so we can go through what you've received and make sure you are aware of everything that you have received and understand what the information is that you've gotten. So please make sure to schedule that coaching call with me. But by and large, all of you should at the very least be putting together your resume, your cover letter, and your narrative, and you should be reading the information in the thumb drive, the actual 203K Guide to Consultant. On the Power Team site, if you look right here where it says Important Consultant Forms, you can see samples of a resume, samples of the narrative that you have to use, and one of the most important forms that you're going to be studying, the Existing Property Condition Checklist. All this information is also on your thumb drive, but you can't always have your thumb drive handy sometimes, so we have it available to you right here as well. I want you to print off the Existing Property Condition Screening Checklist, and you also have it in your Day of Discovery materials. You want to read through that at least a couple of times a week for the first couple weeks until you almost have it memorized, because that's what's going to be very important in your determination of your FHA 203K activities, is understanding what to look for when you're at a property. And this form here is in Microsoft Word, and I put it in Microsoft Word because I wanted to give you the opportunity of putting your own logo at the top of this form. And you can actually share this form with real estate agents, with clients, potential home buyers, letting them know the things that you will be having to look for as a 203K consultant. So this is an amazing marketing tool as well as a training tool for you. So please make sure you take this document, download it to your computer, and you have to save it to a new name, and then you can actually insert a picture of your own logo. So as you can see me, I'm putting my logo right there, and when you put a picture in, you want to format the picture so that the picture is on top, in front of the text, and then you can actually just make it, squeeze it in to fit. Okay, so you actually can put it in there, and then you can just drop the text down to fit. All right, so now if you look at the print preview, there it is with my logo information on it. And I actually have to put in the header page, so I have to take this and cut this out, and I have to paste it in the header. So I take it and put it in the header. That's what I meant to do. There, stick it in the header, and there now it's going to appear on every page. And there you can see it. So you have to adjust it a little bit, and because I set up the picture to be, let me go back here to header, format picture, and we're going to put this square. Good. Now we've got it. Good. So now it's going to fit perfectly. And so there it's going to drop down. So you have to adjust this a little bit. And once you get this adjusted, it'll work out right. So I can show you and help you more if you need help to do that, but I'm not going to save this. So this is something that you have available to you at all times in your material. Everything that we give you is customizable. Everything that you have is able for you to be able to put your information on it so you can brand it to your own company. So this is important for you to know. So when you get started getting ready to use the marketing materials, everything that's in here, the marketing flyers, everything is customizable for you to use. Next thing I want to talk about real quickly before we open up the phone lines, and I will open up the phone lines actually in just a few seconds, and I'll leave this screen available in case someone has questions from that screen, is the activity that's taking place with the National Association of FHA Consultants. I had a meeting after the end of the 3 Days of Secrets. I actually went to my own coaching meeting, and right now I'm in the process of identifying and putting out invitation requests to individuals to create my board of directors, the board of directors for this association. Right now I have 3 people who have indicated they're interested in becoming a board member. I'm still hoping to have my June timeline for formal launching of this association and having the bylaws, and the standards of practice and the code of ethics available for people to review. I'm planning to make a trip in May to Colorado, where I'm hoping to meet with someone who is one of the leaders in associations, and basically patterning our association after him. So one of the things people wanted me to find out, and I'd love your input, is how should we pronounce this? Because when you're a member of ASHI, you don't call it the American Society of Home Inspectors, you call it ASHI. And you don't call it NAHI, you call it NAHI. And you don't call it INTERNACHI, you call it INTERNACHI. So how are we going to pronounce this? So I'm going to open up the phone lines and get your feedback, and then I'm going to tell you, do we call it NAFAC or NAFAC or NAFAC, or how do we want to pronounce this word so that, and it sounds like Aflac, which the duck with the broken bill. But what do you think, and I'm going to open up the phone lines, what do you think is the way we should pronounce this? And how should we, okay, it's Don Matthews. Don, you have on speakers and a microphone that is, you have a headset, but you also probably have your speakers and microphone on your PC. So that was causing that loud feedback. So if you can fix that, I'll be very happy to unmute you. Just send me a chat when you've got that fixed. And we have Glenn. Hi, Glenn.
Hi there.
And we have Jessica. I know many of you have talked to Jessica over the last couple of weeks. Hi, Jess. Jessica is my assistant. Hi, Jess. Can you talk? I think she's muted herself because I know she said her headset had broken. Oh, okay. And Jonathan, I had to mute you again because there was background noise. Kathy, how is your voice today? How is your audio today?
I don't know. How does that sound?
Fantastic.
Oh, good.
Way to go. So, all right, let's keep unmuting people. This is good. Larry, you're unmuted. Mark Shanley, you're unmuted. The Kissies are unmuted. Michael? Ooh, who's that? Turn the volume down. Okay, I had to mute you again, Mark and Anita. So turn down whatever other speakers you have on. Okay, Michael, you there? Okay, Mike Trosey, I hear you. Phil Carter? Hi, Phil. Turn your volumes down so that I can keep you open. Rich, I'm unmuting you again. Bob, you're unmuted. Lower your volume. Okay. Tim?
Hello.
Okay, Tim?
Yes.
Okay. That is Glenn. There. Glenn, I had to mute you. And let's see who else is causing a feedback loop. Let's see. Wow, it's a lot of, now the feedback is gone. Okay. Rich, I unmuted you again. And is there a feedback?
Okay.
No? Good. Bob, you're okay? There's a feedback loop on you, Bob. So move further away from your speakers.
Or hang up your phone.
Beg your pardon? Tom, you're good. Tommy? Ooh. Vince is coughing in the phone. Poor little Vince. All right, so, and William Billings. Okay, so we've got, let's see if we can open up the lines again for the Kissies. Nope. Okay, so what, for those of you who are unmuted, what do you think is the way we should pronounce this?
NAFAC.
NAFAC?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought too, Catherine. NAFAC.
Yeah, NAFAC. I think that works.
Yep.
Mark Shanley, what do you think? NAFAC or NAFAC?
I agree. I agree, because if you just say NAFAC, it's just you're struggling to say it. So just
Yeah.
NAFAC is good.
Yeah, I think NAFAC. And one of the things that when I chose the name was someone said, you know, why don't you call it NA203K? Because you can't pronounce numbers. and so it never would flow. So that's why it's NAFHAC, NAFAC. So that's cool. Excellent. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to pronounce it with NAFAC, and we are soliciting some leading members of the 203K community to be on our advisory board, and hopefully we are going to have a first web meeting of this advisory board in the end of April. So now, the next thing that I want to bring up is some information about using the Rehab Estimator software, and I muted everyone else again because of the feedback noise. I don't know why, but Larry, I've unmuted you. I wanted to open up the Rehab Estimator.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I wanted to open up the Rehab Estimator software because a lot of you have not gotten your software yet, and in the packets that you received, you will not have received your software. When you have completed your certification package and submitted your paperwork to the FHA for approval, and they give you your identity number, then what you will receive, you will send me an email. You'll send an email to Jessa at 203kinthebox.com or info, whichever you prefer. Actually, 203K Power Teams is the site you should send all emails to, or to Jessa. When you do, you send that email letting us know that you've been approved by FHA, you've got your certification ID, and then we will forward that to Larry, who will then send you a link with your information hard-coded. So you see, you have to have a registration number, and Larry actually inserts your name and your company name into the hard-coded program, and then he has to send it to you. And we are not able to send you this information until you are authorized to use the software. That's a protection measure so that the software is not used by someone who is not approved to do 203Ks and therefore isn't using it under false pretenses. And so Larry usually turns around the request within 24 hours and sometimes even less. He has no life. All he does is shoot and kill defenseless animals in the woods. So,
Sure. I caught a 25-inch brown trout last Sunday.
A 25-inch what?
25-inch brown trout yesterday. Or
fish.
25, 26, yeah.
How much does that weigh?
5-6 pounds.
Did you keep it?
Nope.
Oh, you put it back?
No, of course. They're spawners.
Oh, you're not allowed to keep them?
Oh, yeah, I'm allowed to, but I just didn't want to hurt the fish.
Well, that's nice. Well, there, see, I'm not so upset about the things that you do kill the other things, poor little elk and deer and.
Well, it's kind of hard taking back a rifle bullet.
There you go. It's hard to take a bullet back. Yeah, you can take the hook out the mouth, but you can't take a bullet out of the back.
That's right.
I agree. Okay, so don't pull the trigger. Just keep fishing. So if you notice here on the software where it says company information and letterhead, as you can see, this information here is hard-coded. All the things that are in gray are hard-coded and they're not able to be changed, and that's why when you're ready to get your software, you have to notify us. So in your packet, there is no information on the software. What there is, and if you look at your information, I'll show you what you received, because on your information you got your thumb drive, and in your thumb drive, in the first, it says right here, Rehab Estimator, and then you can click the little text box that says instructions for obtaining Rehab Estimator software. So it says right here what you need to do. The Rehab Reporter software is available upon receipt of your consultant identification number. In order to receive it, it tells you where to send the email, what to put on there, and that you should allow up to 3 business days to receive the link back. So you send the email to us, we authorize it, and then we send that request over to Corporate Niche, and then you get your information. So this is actually what you see when you go to your thumb drive for that. All the other material is right there on that thumb drive or in the CDs that you're working with. So where you see here,
Catherine, if it's during the week, you'll have it within the day.
And that's great.
I mean,
yeah,
real quick, really quick.
So that and that's because Larry sits at his computer all day, all day. Except when he takes Cooperfield out for a walk. How is he doing, by the way?
I don't think he'll make it through the year.
Oh.
He's He's pretty tough, very unstable.
Oh, well,
Very
I'm sorry to
unstable.
hear that. That's Larry's dog, and that's Larry's dog is like his child. So he actually
Yep.
brought him with him
Yes.
to Denver when we did a day of discovery in Denver. Speaking of which, does anyone have any questions? If you have a question, um, if you have any questions, please type them into the chat box, and then what I will do, I will open up your phone line to let you speak. Okay? So if you have any questions, please simply just type it into the chat line, and then I will just unmute you so that you can ask your question. So now Tommy had a question, how do I turn the volume down on the headset? You turn the volume down from your PC. So the volume control button on your PC controls the volume in your headset. Okay? So that's something that you need to know. And so that someone has raised their hand, and let me just find out who that is. And let's see, who raised their hand? I put the hand down too fast. Sorry, I forgot that. Okay, Alan. Go ahead, Alan. You had a question?
Yeah, is there any word on the new corporate niche software?
Larry is working very diligently on that. Larry, do you have any what is our ETA right now for the new system?
We're super close. Right now what we're doing is locking down the code so that they can't get stolen. And that's where we're at right now with it. I've got it on a Windows 8 and it works great. It
Okay.
works great.
And you're going to,
so
and
it's
then,
real
right,
close.
Right, so and once he finishes doing that, he's going to send it to me so I can pound it to death. I mean, because I had already done some beta testing and found a couple of glitches that he worked on. So I'm going to pound it around for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be able to get it out. So I know that you were looking to get it out, before the end of spring. And with software this complicated and this comprehensive, obviously it takes a little longer. So are we looking at before the end of June having a launch?
Oh, yeah. I expected middle of April. That's when I hope it'll come out. But by the 1st of May, I'm sure we'll have it out.
Fantastic. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you, Alan.
No
Thank you
problem.
for that good question. So now, with that being said, we want you to still know that you will have free access to the new .NET based service since you have purchased the actual standalone system. So you will have free access to it. So don't worry, you're not having to buy another system. And you're going to be able to work with that just like you have this one. So that's the good news.
And this one, the new one, is going to be very close to what this one here is. You'll just see new things. That's all.
The cool part about that, Larry, is majority of the people on our call today have not even received their software, so they may even be at the point when they get their certification that they just go right to the new system.
Yeah, that'll work.
And that will work great for them. They won't have to make any kind of a conversion or learning curve. They'll just learn right at the new system, which will be really cool. And we're going to be working on once the new system comes up, and once we have I've tested it out and make sure all the bugs are kicked out, we're going to have several specific webinars exclusively devoted to training on the use of the software. So don't worry, we're going to make sure you are as comfortable and happy with it as I am, because I've already played with it a bit, and there's so many things about it that going from the old software to the new will make it great for me. But for those of you who have never known what the regular software does, having only known the new, it's just like basically living in a world where all you've ever eaten is caviar, as opposed to, tuna. Not that your regular software is tuna, Larry. I like tuna, by the way. So, it's just basically you guys are going to just start out with the caviar. So congratulations. Your timing is impeccable. So I really appreciate that. So now the last thing that I wanted to share with everyone before we actually start having our focus points, and Alan, get ready. You're going to be first with your focus points. Just want to let you know that, okay, is I want to talk about some information that I have received from FHA about the webinars. And I'd like, by a show of hands, if you could just raise your hand, how many of you got the email that I had sent and registered for the webinar that was held yesterday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time? How many of you got the webinar that I sent you? That was personally emailed to me from HUD for me to disseminate to you all to get you to be able to be on that webinar. It was about EEM, so I don't see any hands going up. Did no one get on that webinar? Okay. No, let me see. Let me scroll down, see if any hands went up. Nobody. Nobody's hands went up. Okay, I've got good news for you. Even though no hands went up, here's the good news. FHA did record that webinar, and I will be able to get you a link. And they also provided the PowerPoint for that webinar. And what Jessica is going to do is she's going to send a broadcast email out to everyone with the link to the PowerPoint show for that EEM presentation. Once they have given us the location of the actual recorded, of the actual web recording of that PowerPoint, of that webinar, we will send that to you as well. Here's what I want you to understand. Even if you are not able to attend the event, there's one coming up this coming week, please register. The reason why I need you to register for it is this. If you register for the event, you will be able to access, they will then send you all of the links. If you don't register for it, they won't send you anything. So you have to register for the event, and when you do register for the emails, when you register for the event, you will be able to have access to all of the recordings and all of the details. So now what you're looking at now is the email that I sent you. If you did not get this email, that means it's a problem. We don't have some of your information. We really want to make sure that we get it. This was the webinar from yesterday. And down here you see February, March 19th is going to be an entire, almost a 2-hour, an hour and a half long session, 90-minute session on the world of FHA 203K. So you cannot miss this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of your business world now. And I know some people say, well, I have inspections. I get that. But guess what? This is part of your business world. Schedule around it. And so you just click that link. You go to the registration. If you can't be there, again, or if you have to leave early, you can always, at least will respond to you and send you copies of the information. It's a 2-part event. All right, this is the first part. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just click this link here, and then you're going to register. Please do register for the event. Put your information here. They'll send you the confirmation. The audio portion is by telephone, and the video is on the computer. So it's not integrated like we are here where you listen with your headset. So if you have to drive to an inspection or whatever, you can still listen to the audio portion of it. This is what you want to do. You need to register for this event, and once you register, then you will receive, not only you'll receive a confirmation that allows you to access this one, but you also will get any future emails with regard to the links to the webinars, the webinar PowerPoint site, and other information. So you definitely need to be registered for this event. So please do immediately, if not today, first thing tomorrow, go back to that email I sent you and register for the event. Also, if you scroll down, there is another webinar that's going to be on the 19th, and as you look at the timeline, this is actually that whole Tuesday, okay, from 1 o'clock to 3:30, I'm actually going to be sitting at my desk looking at these webinars. The first one is a 30-minute webinar on FHA 203H. For those of you who were at the Data Discovery 2.0, you'll remember that I mentioned to you about that there were several different types of FHA insured mortgages. One is the 203K, another is the 203H. There are a lot of disasters going on in our world, in our country right now, and people are turning to this mortgage, and so they want to let people know how to work with it. So this is this webinar. This is the link. So from 1 to 1:30 Eastern Daylight Time, this webinar, and then right after that from 1:45, there's going to be 15 minutes for people to log off and log in. From 1:45 to 3:20 is this 90-minute event. And then this one here, this is also a very good 90-minute call on credit underwriting and borrower analysis. Yeah, you might not want to get into that. It's not necessarily the best one. But here, the fundamentals of DE credit review and total scorecard, this I'm going to listen to understand what this is talking about, how a lender is approved to do FHA. So I'm going to watch this so that I can understand how they determine the credit risk of FHA loans. So I definitely want to know this and if you are serious about your craft, you want to know as much about the process no matter what the opportunities are for learning. You want to take advantage. And last but not least, I definitely want you all to, if you didn't notice it when you actually got the information, you have the opportunity to be put on a actual email database, so you could have received this information personally by just clicking this link for the FHA info messages. So you want to be able to go to that and register so that you actually can receive future information from FHA. And this is how you can subscribe. You can use this link here, or you can just send an email to this person, and you can bulk subscribe. So if you have multiple people in your company who need email addresses, that have email addresses, I know that Tom Alsat and his partner are in 2 different parts of the country, they're 2 different adjoining states, so you can register both of you at the same time. For the Kissies, Mark can put his email, and you can put Anita's email, and if you have an office person, so for example, I have mine and Jessa and my inspectors, you can register them all at once. So I want you to go back to that email, and at the very least, please subscribe to these messages so that you can be notified anytime HUD makes a change to a mortgagee letter, which is the document that they use to notify changes to the FHA programs, or when they have these webinars, or when they have live events. They have live training events where you actually can go and physically network with the people in your area with the world of 203K. And I have several of my members jump-started their activities by attending. They were in the Atlanta area, and Atlanta Homeownership Center had a live training event. They went to the training event, and they jump-started their 203K business because they were right there present with all these loan officers and real estate professionals, mortgage brokers, who were involved in the program. So this is something if you don't pay attention and you don't get this email, then you won't be able to get the access to this material. So I'm hoping everyone will at the very least go back to that email. If you didn't get it, send us an email, and Jessa will send you out another copy of this. All right? So now what we want to do is I want to take the rest of this time frame today, and I want to ask everybody to share, and Jessa's going to be taking notes, so don't talk too quick, although we are recording the call. And Jessa is diligently working on getting all these past coaching calls on the Power Team sites. But I want you, and she actually has been, poor thing, listening to some of the past coaching calls. Jessa, I'm going to let you speak for a real quick minute. If there's anything you want to say to our members before we start asking them their questions. Jessa, I just unmuted you. Jessa, you there?
Hey, everybody.
I hear you.
Oh, perfect.
So is there anything you want to say to everybody?
No, I'm just really excited to start working with everyone, and I'm here to help if anyone needs anything.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to mute you again, and we're going to start at the top alphabetically. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you all know what the order of the conversation will be. You have about 3 to 5 minutes per person to be able to get us through in time. We may go a little over today. And so I'm going to basically tell the first person up, and I'm going to tell the next person. And so I'm going to give you the next 3 people, so you know when you hear the second person, if you're the third one, you know you're about to be called, and I will keep it running that way. So be ready. The first one, I already told him he was going to be the first, is Alan. And after Alan, Don, I'm going to unmute you and let you share your focus points or any questions you have. And after Don will be Glenn. So Alan, good evening. What's going on in your world of 203K, and do you have any questions, or can we give you any guidance right now? Alan, you're unmuted. Maybe you muted yourself.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just got out of the hospital with pneumonia.
Oh, my goodness. Vince
so
has
I
pneumonia.
haven't been too busy. Pardon?
Oh, my goodness. Vince Vargas has walking pneumonia. We were talking about that before we started the call.
Well, I was coming down with it when I saw you in Dallas. That's why I didn't make it to the 3 days of
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad you got to come to the Day of Discovery, though.
Yeah, I was too.
Excellent.
But actually went out yesterday and finished my first 203K. We did the final draw on it yesterday and submitting the paperwork to get everybody paid off and all the books closed on that.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, then it's time, now that you're getting over your illness, you need to drink lots of water too. Keep that orange juice and fluids in you. And start taking airborne because your immune system will be compromised and you might get some opportunistic secondary infections.
Yeah, that's exactly what the doctor said.
Can you tell I've had pneumonia 3 times?
Well, you're in the right country for it.
Yeah, well, not for long. Don't worry, I'm moving. So, well, now's the time to, like I said, you're going to build back up your marketing and get ready to start getting geared up for the spring excitement.
Absolutely.
Fantastic, Al. Well, feel better, and I'm glad you're out of the hospital.
Well, thank you.
Excellent. Next up is Don Matthews. Hi, Don.
Good evening, Catherine. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you today?
I'm just ducky out here. It's a nice balmy 75 degrees right now at 6:30 in the evening. So
there's a
doing
rule.
okay
There's
here.
a rule for 203K in the box, ladies and gentlemen, and that rule is you are not to describe any temperature that's higher than mine. And right now the temperature is not a balmy 70-something. It's a chilly, high wind 20-something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Catherine, this is Larry. We had 63 degrees today here in Montana.
I can mute you too, Larry.
We had 70-something in Dallas.
Okay, all right. All of you can be muted. You realize that, okay? I can mute every single one of you. So, Glenn, Don, did you get your packet in the mail?
I did get my packet in the mail. I'm trying to get through all this. I've just recently got in with the office. We've had just the home inspection business is going crazy, so I've had to go in and make some adjustments so that the office can give me days off so I can have time to do this.
Fabulous. Exactly. You have to carve it out of your schedule.
Oh, amen. And then I have a lot of help from Chad, who's going around telling everybody that I'm doing this. I have lenders who want me to already do presentations. They're starving for consultants right down here in the Southern California area. I can't do this fast enough. So.
And and Chad was, and I told Chad, I said, Chad, we've been talking about you doing this for over 2 years now.
At least 2 years, yes.
And you should have been already making money at this.
Yeah.
There you go. Since you're going to tell me the weather, I'm going to rub this in. Well, I want you, so here's the thing. Since you have to get on a fast track, I really need you to schedule a coaching call so we can really jumpstart your certification.
I've got one scheduled, but I'm going to go online. I'm going to see if I can move it up. I have it for the 27th. I'm going to see if I can move it up a week.
Yeah, go ahead and try this. Yeah, you saw the open time slots.
Yes.
Okay, so please do take advantage. And you might have to get up a little early, before the sun to get an early call and doing the daylight hours.
That's not a problem.
Excellent. Well, Don, I know. Here's what I want you to do. And all of you need to do this. Write this down because I'll talk slowly. When you're talking to people on home inspections, when agents or lenders are talking to you about 203K, I want you to use this phrase. I am in the process of completing my certification to be a 203K consultant. That's not, I'm studying, I'm trying. No, I'm in the process of completing. And they'll hear the word completing certification, and then they will not, it sounds so much more powerful than say, oh, I just got this system and I'm learning how to do it now. No, we're not learning anything. You are all experienced building consultants. You need to think of yourselves as that. You are already qualified to do this. We just have to jump through the hoops and go through the crossing of the T's and dotting of the I. And as far as giving presentation, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be a certified consultant to give a PowerPoint presentation. And in your material is a 2-disc DVD of me doing a 4-hour CEU training course for real estate agents. You watch that 2-disc DVD and you will know enough of how to give the presentation for a 20-minute presentation.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look at that. I'll look at that. I had the tomorrow off, and I have a lot of things to go through here. So, but I will look at that tomorrow.
Fantastic. And also, ladies and gentlemen, when you got your Success Supplies, you received a Success Supply binder, and in that binder, you got back issues of the newsletter. Now that I have Jessa, and before Jessa, I did not have very reliable virtual assistants. But Jessa is going to be uploading all of the past newsletters to a section of the website. It may not happen for another month, but we're going to get all of the back issues on the website, so you can go through them, and they're going to be it's going to be on a blog, and it's going to be sorted by topic. But you got at least the last 3 months of back issues, and I can't possibly give you everything that you need in a 1-hour coaching call or a 1-hour coaching call plus a 30-minute personal call. So you've got to know that those newsletters, I put specific information designed to help you. Please do read them. Okay, Don? Okay, everybody?
Got it.
Excellent. Well, Don, you have your homework assignment to schedule a more closer coaching call, and dust that resume off, and don't turn down any appointment to talk about 203K.
Trust me, Chad will keep me busier than I want to be.
Excellent. Fantastic. All right. Well, great, Don. We'll keep you unmuted. Next up is Glenn Losell. Hi, Glenn. I'm unmuting you. Glenn?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. I heard that you, yes, I heard you. I heard you suffer from Mac-itis. I'm sorry to hear that.
No. You suffer from HP-itis.
No. All in favor of Windows, raise your hand. And you're not on that list. But there is a platform that you actually can put on your Mac that can allow you to work with Windows-based products. And if you need help with that, Larry Madison can assist you with that.
Yeah, it's easy. It's you just have to buy a certain program. That's all.
Yeah,
and
is it
Windows.
Boot Camp?
Boot Camp. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. But that won't be necessary in 60 days, correct?
Larry?
What? I didn't know anything about this.
No, Catherine, what? I'm
your
sorry,
software,
Catherine.
Your software is going to be compatible with Mac, right, Larry? When you finish.
No, it's not. It's still Windows. It's still Windows based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then that was a
we'd
mistake.
we'd have to redesign the whole program. We'd have to redesign it in 4 different ways if we wanted it on an iPad and a Mac and a Android and a Windows. So we just chose Windows.
I'm sorry. Then that was I thought that because it was a .NET based, it could go through any resource.
No.
All right. So he will still need to use the boot camp for that.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, Glenn, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I know many of our members do use it successfully on Mac. We have a huge number of people who, not a huge number, but those who are using it on Mac are successful using it. And Larry will walk you through.
I probably have 20 or 30 people on Macs that's got the boot camp on it. So. Yeah,
20 or 30 out of what, 250?
400.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, Glenn, you're in the minority here. But guess what, Glenn? You have an advocate because Jessa works on a Mac. So there you go. Okay, she's living in the world of Mac. So
we spoke today, and I think we're going to get along really well.
Well, that's not why I hired her. Actually, I hired her in spite of that. Okay, but it'll be reflected in her performance review that she's using a Mac. So, but the DVDs and the CDs with the Microsoft Word files and things. Again, I know you can open up Microsoft Word through that boot camp platform.
Can I ask how old of an operating system will your disks be compatible?
Oh, way back to 2000.
I have an old laptop where I'm running, I think, Windows 98.
I have my system is running Windows. The files that I've given you are 2003, so they won't be compatible with 98 unless you want to upgrade your operating system to 03.
Okay, not a problem. I'll make adjustments.
Okay, all right. Well, do you have any other issues that we can help you with beside that?
Not right now. I just received my box yesterday, and I've been poking around. I popped in the thumb drive, and I'm just getting my feet wet. So I'm ready to go.
Excellent. So you're going to schedule a coaching call real soon, aren't you?
After I review everything, because I don't want to go into the coaching call blind, I will probably do that in the next 10 days.
Excellent. Very good. Not a problem. And again, for all of you, when you are planning on your coaching call, for your very first coaching call, or in the case of the Kissies and Tommy Orr, which is fine by me, please have emailed to me at the very least your resume. okay, that you have formatted for me to review. That should be the content of our first coaching call, is reviewing and tweaking your resume, because that is the first step, is getting your resume and completing the narrative.
That's the resume that's sent to FHA.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay?
Does FHA require documentation as to how many hours how many years you've been an inspector?
Not documentation from the standpoint that you have to provide proof of it. You just have to make a statement, and you have to be currently licensed in the state where licensing is required, and you have to just basically state that you're going to submit a certification form with a notarized affidavit, which you're going to basically saying that the statements I'm making are true.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very
Not a
simple
problem.
once we give you the step-by-step process. So, and that's all there in your information.
I glossed over that yesterday. That seems very straightforward.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well, I'm going to keep you unmuted. Thank you so much, Mr. Our one Mac person. Next up we have is Jonathan, and after Jonathan will be Kathy, and following Kathy will be Mark. Hi, Jonathan.
Jonathan's actually stuck in traffic.
Who's this?
This is Kristen, his wife.
Hi, Kristen. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you going to be working with Jonathan on his 203K process activities?
I'm more of the bookkeeper and keeping him in line.
I like that. Okay, so you probably will be getting a little bit involved from the standpoint that you're going to be processing those checks that are going to be coming in and making sure that the checks are flowing correctly from the lenders and things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have you on the call. Does Jonathan have any issues he's related to you that you want us to answer?
He's just wondering when this was going to be online so he could re-listen to it.
Okay, yes. Well, we're going to hopefully have this one up and running, if not the end of today, then by Monday.
Okay.
And is that a little Leahy in the background?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being on the call.
Thanks.
Tell Jonathan to schedule a coaching call.
Okay, I will.
Okay, great. And next is Kathy Weiner. Hi, Kathy. Kathy, I can't unmute you. Okay, must be something. It says the attendee is muted by the organizer. I can't unmute you for some reason. All right, so type in your activities, Kathy, because I know we had a really great coaching call where we talked about the information for how to address a phone call when a lender calls you about doing a 203K. And did you ever get that caller to call you back? Did they call you back? Let me know. Type in the chat box. I know that Jonathan is wondering when we will be coming to Denver. I am going to be in Colorado in May, the middle toward the end of May, and I'm going to be holding a Day of Discovery and possibly a Day of Discovery and a Day of Discovery 2.0. I'm not sure which or if I'm going to do both. Academy Mortgage is graciously hosting my training events. They love to have me here. They want to become the second most successful 203K lender, second only to Wells Fargo. They've made a commitment to it. They now have their own in-house funding, so they don't have to sell. They're not selling it to an investor, so they are really going to ramp up their 203K. So yes, I'm going to be there very, very soon in May. To come out to do a Day of Discovery, or most likely the Day of Discovery 2.0. We're probably going to take it to the next level. So thank you for that question, Christina. Now, Kathy, I can't seem to unmute you for some reason. I don't know why. But if you can tell me any comments that you have. And next up is Mark Shanley. Hi, Mark. I unmuted you. How are you tonight?
How are you, Catherine?
Fantastic. Did you get great? Did you get your material in the mail?
I did just yesterday.
Great. Is that a home inspection call for you?
Not for me. I don't know what.
Someone else's phone is ringing, huh?
Yeah, that's not my phone.
That's cool. So what's going on?
I have to unpaste my cheek for my wife. You remember my wife, Valerie?
Yes, I do.
And the both of us have our heads. We're like Siamese twins here.
Hi, Val.
Hello.
How are you? Did you get your box? Did you look through it yet?
Yeah, we just got it yesterday, and I've been incredibly busy, thank God, with work. So I just got into it a little bit this morning before I left for a job. But
try to carve out, try to make it a scheduled appointment just like a home inspection. Say, I'm going to do 2 hours at this time slot for this.
Yes.
and just put it on your calendar. Put it as an appointment, and then literally say, I have an appointment with my 203K consultant training activities.
Yes.
Okay, and schedule a coaching call.
I will. I have one question for you,
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes, please.
You just spoke about Wells Fargo.
Yes.
When the time comes when I have the expertise, is this something that you can actually go to a whatever, like a Wells Fargo bank, and kind of do something, present myself there as a 203K?
Actually, the Wells Fargo banks are not where you're going to go. In addition to Wells Fargo banks, there are Wells Fargo home mortgage offices dotted around the country. You'll go there and you'll say, "Hi, here I am."
Okay.
Yes, indeed. You won't, a little bit differently, but you will reach out directly to the Wells Fargo home mortgage office. And the end of this month, we're going to have a very special guest. I'm not going to even tell you, but she's going to be we're actually working with her right now, and she's going to be giving us a special new way to market and set ourselves up as the expert in 203K in a specific area. And so we just set that up for my company here locally. So by the end of the month, we should have some really good numbers to show you the success of attracting the lenders to us through Facebook.
Okay.
So we're going to be launching a new product opportunity for you all, and so that when you're ready, you can take advantage of it. So yes, Wells Fargo is where you're going to get the bulk of your business, and if you are in a Wells Fargo hub area, you will have no problem.
Great.
They are starved for consultants, for good ones at least. Okay, matter of fact, I just spoke to a lender from a company called Stonegate this past week, and he has consultants who are doing so poorly that he is not allowing them to submit loans to them. And so what he's doing is he's saying to them he's telling them, before I'm going to let you do another loan with me, you have to go train with Catherine. And then when she gives you your certified seal, then I will let you come back. And so that's what's happening now. The lenders are telling people, you aren't good enough, go get trained by Catherine at 203K in a box, and then we'll let you back. So this is what's happening. So we are becoming the resource that lenders are looking to qualify the integrity of the skills as for the 203K consultants. So this is something that is really cool for all of us. Now, next up is Mark and Anita Kissy. Hi, guys. Mark and Anita Kissy. Hi, guys. With the multiple feedback. We hear you with a lot of feedback. We can't hear you. The feedback is going into your headset before the sound comes out. You there? I think we might have lost the audio. Feedback might have shorted out or something. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll move on to, next up, we'll move on to Michael Trosey, and then following Michael will be Richard Cummings. Hi, Michael.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on in your world besides warmth?
I've been doing a lot of home inspections, but there were two particular deals where as soon as I walked in the door, you get slammed with this is obviously a 203K type of home. Some of them have just been falling apart. But we had one deal where the buyer put a lot of money into it prior to doing the home inspection, which is a no-no. And he really likes the house, and as soon as I walked in, it needs everything. I mean, roof, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, the full gamut, and it's a classic 203K. So I had a chat with the realtor and explained to him, I said, look, I just want to prepare you for this. You do an FHA, it's not going to happen. There's no way. First of all, the windows don't even work. I mean, any appraiser walks in the door is going to catch that, even if he is blind. And so I spoke with the listing agent because we had a little access problem, and I chatted with her, and she goes, how's the house? And I said, well, since you asked, have you considered telling the seller to try and market this as a 203K type property? She goes, what's that? And so I enlightened her a bit, and she was really excited because there's no way she's selling this unless somebody walks in with cash, because the banks are just not going to finance it. And so they're chatting with the lender who does 203K, and I said, give me a call when you're ready, and I'll be following up with the buyer's agent in a little while. But I did get another call from a second lender when I did my very first 203K feasibility study. So the lender is passing out my information, so that tells me something good, and I have to send him a thank you email. But the buyer decided she still wants to look. She hasn't found the property, but she goes, I have your information. Thank you for talking to me for 20 minutes and helping me, and I'm going to remember you. So we're making progress.
Excellent. At the very least, you'll get a home inspection out of it. You know that, right?
I did pick up a brand new realtor based on the 203K alone. I did her first feasibility, and she was telling me horror stories about the older person who is not a 203K in the box person, and it was just a nightmare. It was just, she hated it.
Excellent.
But,
and now
so
she's
far,
using
so
you
good.
for her home inspections.
I've been getting her for home inspections, and she's been chatting with all her peers about this home inspector she found who doesn't scare people. And that seems to be the key. And that's a little side note for everybody else out there in case there's some newbies in the industry who haven't figured out the difference between,
well, fortunately, everybody here has been in the business at least 3 years, because that's a prerequisite to be a consultant.
Yes, but unfortunately, actually, I'm very happy to state that many older home inspectors who've been in the business for 15 and 20 years are still scaring.
Oh, that's a shame. That's
no, it's not
good.
a shame because I am getting their work.
There you go. Yes, you love your competition. They just don't get it.
I love my competition. Keep it up, guys. And it's nobody in this audience, but
yes, absolutely perfect. Well, I really think you need to start it's time for you to start promoting your business with some of the flyers. Are you using any of the flyers that you're receiving each month?
I am guilty of not using the flyers, and my excuse that I'm going to hide behind, Catherine, is I've been slammed like several of the other home inspectors, consultants out there.
There you go. Thank you.
And I've been slammed also. I can't even, it's 4 hours sleep, and I'm lucky.
Oh, well, that's a blessing in disguise, but
it is
try to put some procedures in place that allow you, as soon as you get the newsletter, the CD, to you can just take the CD over to your printer and say, here's this month's CD, print me off 300 of these, and they can drop your logo in and do it for you.
I plugged in with a lender here with Wells Fargo, and she passed on my information to the local, I don't know how it works here in the Orlando area, but she said she passed it on to the manager who's handling 203K in the Orlando area, and she sent them, this is Mike, I know Mike, and he's a 203K consultant, give him a call, a friend of mine. The phone has not rang yet, but I'm waiting. And I'm waiting to follow up with her so I can get the emails myself and fax machines and start sending out some literature. But I am getting a little bit more aggressive to market.
Excellent. Okay, well, you've got all this task. Now it's time to start really making that phone ring.
Yes, I want to do that.
Excellent. Okay, thanks, Mike. Next up is Richard Cummings. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Good. Good to hear you on the line.
Yeah, I know you're waiting for the resume.
I know I'm waiting. It's a good thing I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, right. It'd be blue.
I'd be dead.
Yeah.
So you're
I
going
sit and look at your binder and your envelopes, and I'm like, yeah, I got to deal with that one of these days.
Well, I'm just glad that you took the initiative to be on the call tonight. I really am.
Yeah, well, I've been in EduCode for ICC training all week, too, so it's not that I'm afraid of school and learning.
Good. Excellent. Well,
it's another process.
Get that information up to me as soon as possible, or at the very least, schedule a coaching call, and I will help answer any questions. And a lot of times people, you don't do something because you have a question, and procrastination. As a matter of fact, procrastination is going to be in the newsletter, the April newsletter that's going to be coming out. It's a whole big article about procrastination because we're all guilty of it. And sometimes procrastination is nothing more than a fear, not a fear. A procrastination is that I don't have an answer to a question, so I'm going to put it all off until I get that answer. Well, you don't have that excuse. You can schedule a coaching call. You can Skype me. All of you should have access to our Skype ID. Please Skype us or send us an email with that question, and then you can go on to the next step. So, take baby steps, but take some steps. Okay? So now, one thing I do want to ask you all to do, and Jess is going to really be pressing this, we want you all to please like 203K in a Box at Facebook, please, and friend both myself and Jessica. So please go to Facebook and friend us, Catherine Hall and 203K in a Box, and so we can actually like you, your businesses, and friend you as well. And that mutual seeing each other, you'll be able to be exposed to lenders in your area and nationally. Okay, so please make a point to do that. We're going to be really working a lot with Facebook over the next couple of months, and so part of the process is getting everybody in that loop so you can start to see all of the posts. And one of the posts that we're going to be doing a great deal is going to be video posts. So now a lot of you might have seen it, but some of you are older members, and so before we end the call today, I'm going to play the video that is actually going out, that actually is making a lot of buzz in the marketplace. Next up we have is Timothy Gerd. So are you okay, Richard? Is that anything else you need from us?
Well, I'm on the line. I'll just say hello to Bob now.
Okay, good. Okay, he's actually not on anymore.
Oh, okay.
So we have Timothy. Timothy Gerd is one of our new members. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Kevin.
What did you get your material and everything?
It just came today, and I didn't even get a chance to open it yet because I didn't get home till very late tonight.
Okay, well, at least you got it. So now that you got it, please, rip open the box and schedule a coaching call so we can go through it.
Okay.
Okay?
I can do that.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, what you are all looking at on the screen is the seal that you will receive once you've completed your certification process. And it will also be available on your website as well. And so when you have this seal that you're looking at, what you will also receive is a link to a website and, oops, I can't type. And what that seal will be, when you put that on your website, it'll be able to go to a place where you'll be able to put, oops, hang on, let's see. Hang on for a second, I'm trying to show it to you. There it is. Okay, great. This is the link that you will see, and when you have the certified seal on your website and you click that link, this is what will open up, where it will say the 203K consultant who displays this seal has met or exceeded the requirements to be listed as a 203K consultant. And it talks about the fact that there's CEU training available and there's educational presentations and that this report is computerized and that you have licensed home inspection skills. And it actually is remarketing you to the people who go to your website and are curious, I wonder what it means to be a certified consultant. And so that's something that you will all receive once you complete your certification process. Okay? So I'm really glad, Timothy, that you got your materials, and we are looking forward to getting you helped as quickly as possible.
Right.
Excellent. Thank you. And then we have Tom Atsat. Tom, how do I pronounce your name? Because I'm saying it wrong, aren't I?
That it is Atsat.
Atsat. Okay. Tom Atsat. I got that. Okay. And Tom, did you get your materials?
I have the material. I've actually plugged in the into the USB, and my ear thing just fell out of my ear. Anyway, I sure wish I have so much drive time because I am quite rural. It would be nice if most of that information on the USB was on a CD.
Well, the thing is, it's so expensive to produce CDs. And what you can do is you can download that information onto your cell phone, your smartphone, or an MP3 player. The audio files you can download yourself.
Okay.
Onto an MP3 file. And there are CDs there, and you also did receive some CD marketing tools, like, for example, the 2-disc audio recording of a live feasibility study being performed. You can listen to that in your car. And there's also CDs on Contractor 101, and there are CDs in there for you to use. So you just got it. You should have at least about 7 or 8 CDs in that information. And one of the biggest box of CDs is your 203K Day of Discovery. Even though you were at the Day of Discovery 2.0, you need to go back and listen to the 8-hour Day of Discovery 1, because that talks a great deal about the certification process. So there is a whole box of CDs that you actually should be listening to on your Automobile University. Okie doke.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask you a question. You had mentioned the newsletter. Did that come in as an email attachment?
No, the newsletter was inside your box is an additional priority mail envelope. Did you see the additional priority mail envelope right inside the box?
Okay, I haven't opened it.
Okay, that's where the current newsletter is, and also inside the binder that says Success Supplies. Ouch, ouch, what's that noise? Hello? I'm not sure what that noise is. It's a lot of noise. But inside the Success Supplies binder are back issues of the the prior newsletters.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So next up is Tom Kruger. My boy Tom. How are you, Tom? Hang on for a second. Let me unmute you. Tom, can you talk? Go ahead, Tom. You're unmuted. Maybe you muted yourself. Look on your on your computer to see if you've muted yourself. Your volume might be muted. Well, I'll leave you unmuted. If you can get your audio, please just go ahead and talk. And Tommy Orr. Hi, Tommy. You're unmuted, and next will be Vince Vargas, and then last up, we're going to round out the day with our most senior member, Bill Billings. Tommy, can you talk?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Great. I haven't gotten the package yet. It should be in the mail today. Our mail runs really late.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't gotten it yet. I was expecting it yesterday. It didn't come in yesterday. I checked the tracking. It said it was in a city about 20 miles away as of this morning. So hopefully I'll have it in the mail today.
Where do you live? In East Ubip?
I live in the rural part of Washington, Western Washington State, and our mail service is kind of sucky here.
Okay. Well, you also did receive the email, the web link to the Dropbox folder. So as we talked about, so you're able to get started a good bit.
I've been going through it. I've listened to your ride along, and I've listened to some other stuff, and I've done some reading. I've read the entire manual portion of it. I was just wondering, is there a step-by-step that we should follow to get all this stuff done in a certain order? Or
yes, and I'm going to go to that because it is on the thumb drive, and it's also so you have access to it. Right here where it says Quick Start Training Tools. Does everybody see that on the screen? All right. Right here where it says the Consultant Certification Package.
Okay.
I clicked it, and there when you open it up, it's on the thumb drive because they all were copied directly from this link. And
but
there
is it in the Dropbox?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, because I didn't see this, and I was just maybe I just overlooked it, bypassed it, or something.
Right, because it's been there forever. So, and there you can see the step-by-step of all the things that you need to include in your process, in your package.
Okay.
Good question. Thank you, because that gave me a chance to show everybody. Okay, so you just basically take your files and take your right there where it says name and make sure you're sorting it, because you see you have a link to the Dropbox folder, and unless there's a problem with the link and it's not having everything synchronized. So if it isn't correct, give Jess a call tomorrow and she'll send you a fresh link, because what you're looking at right now, as you can see, is my Dropbox folder.
Okay.
Okay? So if it's not there, please give us a call, because it might be that your link is not synchronized. Okay? Perfect question. Very, very good question. Thank you. And Okay, Tom Kruger said he was trying to unmute but was having trouble. He got his box today. He's not certain where to plug in the headset. On the back of your computer will be holes. Your PC, your laptop will be holes for you to plug in. The one headset is for the audio, and the other one's for your speaker, the hearing, the listening, and then the speaking. So it should be in the back of your computer if you're using a desktop unit, or it should be on the side if you're using a laptop. If you're having further questions, figure out where to do that. Give Jess a call in the morning, and she can help you with that. So that's really good for that. Thank you so much, Tom, and we're sorry you're having trouble, but I'm glad you got your box. And now we're going to open up the line. So, Tommy, you're going to get me your resume quickly, aren't you?
I'm going to work on it this weekend.
Fantastic. Thank you. Any other things we can help you with?
No, I think that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm sorry your mail is so slow, but at least you got the thumb drive and have had a chance to make some headway.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Vince, how are you doing? Are you still with us there, Vince?
Oh, yeah, I'm hanging in there, Catherine. I'm just, getting over this walking pneumonia stuff. It just keeps lingering. That last 10% seems to be the hardest part to get rid of. But I don't think I'm getting any worse, so I'm on my way back. But the 203K thing is sort of in limbo a little bit. But I got a finance mortgage guy who really wants to push it. And I got a title escrow company who I gave them a list last night at our general membership meeting, about 20 different presentations that I got. And actually none of them are really ready to go. They're just outlines, you know what I mean? And
well, you have all the ones. You have all the ones from your 203K in a box package, and in your month. Did you get your package this month? You should have got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, there's a brand new presentation on the difference between the 203K and the Fannie Mae Home Style.
Yeah, I see that.
And that's a great presentation. It's short, it's very, very powerful, and it's very, very timely.
Good. Yeah, because they want to push it. They want to sponsor me and go around and put these on.
And I know you're just so upset about that.
Yeah, really. Yeah. And I'm so upset about missing 3 days, but doctor said don't go get on a plane. You're contagious. So
yes, so I'm glad you stayed home, but you did miss a fantastic 3 days, but your health is more important. There'll be another one.
Yeah. See you in Connecticut.
Get well.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And last but certainly not least, our stellar Floridians, William and Mary Billings. How you guys doing down there? I'm moving in. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I'm bringing the dogs, and we're coming.
I don't know. It's not much warmer where you are than it is here.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I'm not coming. I'm going to go out with Jonathan in Denver.
We're going down in the 40s again tonight down here.
Oh, it beats the 20s.
Yeah, but it's, when you live here, though, it feels like the teens.
Oh, you're so spoiled.
No, I'm from that part of the country.
You guys are so spoiled. I'm not playing with that. So what is, because it's like 25 degrees with wind chill factor of 12 right now, in case you're curious.
No, that's fine.
That's fine, yeah. It's not fine. But what's going on in your world? I know you said your home inspections have been really busy. Have you been getting a lot of bites on your 203Ks?
Well, we're closing out. We're on the verge right now of one that's in closing, and I have two of my larger ones that are down to the wire, so they'll be closing those out by the end of this month. And I've been getting a lot of inquiries recently from people and from lenders, but nothing's really been materializing that's smaller loans, but nothing that's, over the $30,000. I'm getting a lot of the smaller ones where they're requiring consultants now. The 203Ks. We just had one for $20,000 that we're closing out now. So there's a couple of them that are wanting consultants on all their loans. They're not allowing any of the 203K with just the contractors anymore.
Well, we had I am so looking forward to you getting this April packet, everyone, because in it, and part of it, the actual audio recording and the transcript that Jessica transcribed for me, thank you, Jessica, is a coaching call I had with John Klassen. He's in the Power Team Achievers. John had to take over 203K for a project where the lender, it was originally a streamline, and the underwriter / appraiser kind of bollocksed it and messed it up so badly that now the lender's responsible for paying to repair this house. And so they're hiring John to come out and make sure that what does need to be done, what did the contractor do, what hasn't he gotten done, how much are we going to have to pay. And so we had a 45-minute conversation where I gave him step-by-step instructions on what to do when you're having to take over a project, especially if you're taking over a job that was trying to start out as streamlined. Well, this specific lender in question is no longer going to allow streamlines to be done without consultants, and everybody's going back to it. And this is what I mentioned when I met most of you at 3 Days of Secrets, that lenders are no longer allowing the contractor and borrower to decide the fate of these projects, because then they're being stuck with the problems. So just what you're saying, they're going to be calling you and inquiring, do you do the feasibility study for a streamline? How quick is your turnaround going to be? What type of information do you give? Do you give cost estimates? If it needs to go full, what are your fees for the draws? How long does it take you to get out to do the draw inspections? These are the questions that you're getting, isn't it?
Yep, exactly.
And that's because now all of a sudden they have to ask that question because they have been given a mandate to do the 203K with lenders. So I really thank you so much for being on this call. I want you to be on the All Power Team call. I want all of you to please carve out the time to be on the All Power Team call, which is the last call of the month. Now, what I do, I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. I believe in an open system, and I want to give you the opportunity to have knowledge and to learn at whatever level you want to learn at. Many other coaches I know will put people in a specific coaching group, and you're stuck in that group, even if that group is not suited to your needs, okay? I don't believe in that. So what you will receive is you'll receive information for every Power Team call that we have. So you got a text message today, and if you didn't get a text message, please go to the Power Team site and register your email address, your cell phone number. And the way you register your cell phone number is right here where it says, so if you did not get a text message to remind you of the coaching call that took place tonight, you would have gotten it 2 hours before the call started. That means we don't have your cell phone number. Please go ahead and put that in. I do not spam you. There's only 3 things that I will send you. I will send you the coaching call reminders. I will send you a cancellation or need to change a personal one-on-one call. And I will send you any kind of important broadcast information that is dramatic and pertinent from HUD. Apart from that, I will not abuse your cell phone number, nor will I share it. So please make sure you have it. So now I will let you all, even those of you who are in this Power Team Innovators group, which is a group of non-certified yet or newly certified members, I let you know when we have the Power Team Achievers call, which is next Thursday. It's the 3rd Thursday of the month. Because if you want to listen in on that call so you actually can get more in-depth knowledge and listen to what more experienced consultants are talking about, by all means join us. It is optional. This call, for those of you who are not yet certified, is mandatory. But as you hear, Bill has been doing this for a while now, and he shows up on almost all the calls. And Bill, I can say without fear of contradiction that you learn something new no matter what call you're on, don't you?
Well, you learn something every time. It's not a complex system. It's just that I believe people try to make it harder on themselves than it actually is, and sometimes the questions you have are so easily answered, and they're answered on conference calls just like this.
So it's something that I give you all access to all the coaching calls. So if you're confused, well, I just had a coaching call last Thursday. Why is she sending me an email about another one? It's because I'm giving you open access to all of the information. I am not restricting you to any one group. And at the very least, please make sure you're on the All Power Team calls, because the All Power Team calls is where we have usually a special guest who's offering some special information or giving a special deal. I'm working out some deals with some insurance carriers, some software designers for home inspection scheduling, some call centers to make sure they can understand how to process 203K telephone calls, which are different than a regular home inspection incoming call, and also some other people like mold ProLab is going to be starting to work with us on a special discounted basis, and some other vendors. So the All Power Team call, we don't share any kind of focus points. We don't share any accountabilities. It's purely an informational call, and it's usually a recap of the pertinent informational items from the 2 calls and then the special guest. So, Bill, I want to thank you so much for being on the call. I'm sorry you're cold down there. Does anyone have any last-minute questions or issues that they have? I want to thank you all. Just to let you know, on average, the calls do not usually last an hour. They usually go over. I am not the kind of coach who will simply just, you know, hey, it's an hour up, get off the phone. That is not my style. I want to stay on the line as long as it takes to make sure you have all the information. Now, if you did not get the email regarding the scheduling of regarding the webinar, please send an email to 203kpowerteams@gmail.com so that we can actually have that sent out to you again. We'll forward, and that means that we have a bad email address, because I know for a fact that I put every single one of your emails in the system when we shipped out your package. So if you got a package, we have an email. And if you have not been receiving emails from us, it means we have a bad email. So please either call and straighten that out with Jessa, or send an email to us so we can square that away. So I want to thank you all so much for being on the call today, and I'm so honored to work with all of you. Jessa and I are making it a commitment to grow this organization and to make it so that you feel empowered and supported, and that you act as you're going out there doing 203Ks as if I was standing right there next to you. So I just want to let you all know how much I enjoyed meeting you, and I feel like I've made friends, that friendships that are almost like lifelong friendships, and it's scary how well we connected, and I just so am blessed by the connection and the spiritual connection, and just the joy that you have given me, putting your faith in me to assist you as you make more money and grow your businesses and create financial security. Like you said, like I said at the Day of Discovery 2.0, we are not in business to be in business. We're in business to create financial freedom, and that freedom will give us the ability to do the things we really want to do with our time and our lives. So I'm so grateful you're letting me be a part of that. So for Jessica Steinhoff and myself, Catherine Hall, your 203K Queen, until I'm able to support you again, be outstanding. I'm going to unmute everybody, and so everyone can say goodnight, because that's the funnest part for me, is just having everybody just yell goodnight. So everybody, in 3 seconds, no matter what the sound quality is, I'm going to give you guys a chance just to say goodnight. And ready, get set, go.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
I got to talk on this computer. No wonder why.